We have been joined so far by, and a lot of them are leaving, none of them are sticking around.
I wouldn't wait either.
Maggie Duncan, Rohit Joshi, Cameron Thomas, and Andrew Bryant. We're now joined by the last one who cared enough to come, Allan Best. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. Doing just fine.
And I know for a fact he's been following us for some time now. He's been,
Like a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, last week I followed
Don't
you.
give me. Let's not act like he's devoted listener.
For
a week.
You
When
guys
he found out he was going to be on air is when he started following us, right?
actually no. I was listening to you guys and I started following you because you said the first four to retweet this gets the
Are you in the
spot.
fantasy league?
No, I was the fifth retweet.
Well, here's the good news.
Yeah.
Is we held one spot open in the Houston Gameday Elite Fantasy Football League, and that will go to the Rock Mike winner. So there is hope. So for you, that's cool. For Cameron, that'd be his 30th team that he would have. You a fantasy football player?
Yeah, I've got four.
So far.
I like how we talk about like kids. You a fantasy guy? Yeah, I got four. Yeah. Been raised and nurturing.
Yeah, last year,
many years. Keeper leagues, all of them.
1-3. Didn't do so bad in 4.
Yeah.
How many were you in last year?
Last year I only did 2.
Did you win either one?
No, I finished second and dead last.
Well, I hope you
Wow.
win. I hope you win Rock the Mic.
Bringing the knowledge, huh?
Because Barry doesn't want to finish last this year, and we need someone.
Shut your damn mouth. I'm going to destroy you.
Destroy you! So, you a big Texans fan?
I'm a transplant Texans fan.
Oh, where from?
I just moved to Houston 5 years ago from St. Louis.
All right, man.
Are you a big fan of the show?
Yeah, I've been listening to you since last week.
Well, we've only been on once since last week. Maybe he's checking out the podcast. Maybe he's on the YouTube.
Oh, these guys. So we have every contestant in here doesn't follow us on Twitter, and they don't listen to the show, but now they want to be on the show.
Says more about us than them, I think. Big Cardinals fan, Chiefs fan?
You guys are going to have
What
to
you
get
got
your
going on?
stuff together.
Cardinals, Rams, Blues, hockey.
What do you think about Michael Sam, man? Like I said, he bagged man's out last night.
Yeah, it's 3 sacks already this preseason.
Is it? Is it
Yeah,
3?
he's
grabbed 3 sacks already. Very good. Totally still in your back.
Hey, no problem. Well, we're going to talk a little bit about the Astros. So you say you're a big Cardinals fan?
Yes, I
Let
am.
me ask you something. Last year they won the title, or 2 years ago they won the title, and I really like the players that they have. David Freese, Allan Craig, a lot of these guys I thought would stick around this organization for a long time because they're that kind of player. All of a sudden they're gone. How do you feel about them still winning but kind of blowing up the team at the same time?
The Allan Craig thing kind of threw me off this year. As far as Freeze goes, he was actually a hometown boy too, from St. Louis. But they got rid of him to the Angels because he just wasn't producing. He was the NLCS MVP and the World Series MVP. But during that regular season, he was mediocre. The following season, mediocre. I mean, he was a good third baseman, and he would get you some runs, some RBIs, but he wasn't a top-line player that you're going to pay a bunch of money.
So for those people who only tuned into the postseason, they're thinking he is this all-world player, but for you guys who grind it out day to day with your cards, not so much.
Right. The Fairweather fans were definitely very upset about that.
Interesting. Well, every week Barry and I do it's not even really competition because we're generally both wrong, but we look at the Astros week in review. They're coming off
Nailed it.
A 4-2 week. They won the season finale at Boston. They nearly swept the Yankees. Barry is stupid. They took the first 2, lost game 3, and they have so far split the first 2 with Cleveland. So now we're coming up into a little bit of a tougher week. They finished the 4-3 game with Cleveland this afternoon. In fact, they're underway right now. Then home for 3 games against the Oakland A's, arguably the best team in baseball right now. Though they're not even leading their division, I don't believe. And then 3 at home with the Texas Rangers, the Dallas-Fort Worth DM thing.
Yeah, the DFW.
So what do you think, man? 7 games? What do you think?
7 games?
7 games.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Write this down.
Yeah.
Put it in your little book.
Yeah.
Put it in your little notebook.
I got it.
5-2.
5-2.
What?
What do you think, Allan?
4-3.
4-3.
Well, you're wrong.
How do you see that playing out, man? Specifically against Oakland, because
Yeah.
it's funny because they and Detroit both made these deals for these big arms, but neither of them have played really well since the trade deadline.
Right. I think that the Oakland thing, they can split that. Or if it's a 3 game, I think they're going to take 2 out of 3. Oakland is arguably one of the best teams in baseball, but the Astros have played them very well most of the season. I mean, they got swept at the beginning of the year by Oakland, but I believe the last series they played, they actually held their own and took a game from them. So, and like you said, the arms have been falling off. Even Scott Kazmir, who was great for the whole first half of the season, since the All-Star break, he's not pitching the way he was.
Sugarland Skeeters Hall of Fame. Scott Kazmir, right there. Switching gears, back to the NFL, you alluded to the fact that you were a Rams fan. How do you feel about them this year?
Well, last night, Bradford going down clutching his knee, that's kind of scary. But I think that they're in the strongest division in the NFL. But they've got a defense that can stand up to all the other three defenses. I think they've arguably got the most ferocious front four. Robert Quinn and Chris Long, they're going to get after the quarterback. They've got, if Michael Sam makes it, it's going to be purely on depth, and he might add some depth to a line that hopefully Brockers can stay healthy. And so I think they're going to hold their own. Offensively, it's going to be a challenge. I'm not sure about Kenny Britt. I don't know if I really like that pickup. I think Austin's going to be better, and he finally gives the Rams a punt returner and a kickoff returner worth watching, which they have been missing for a long time, almost as long as the Texans. So,
well, the thing is, Texans grow good ones and they ship them off to other places where they bloom. Well, so you've been here. You said you've been here 5 years.
Yes.
So you've seen the Texans at their apex. You've also seen them in the trough. Where do you see these guys rebounding off a 2-14 season, which they went into the season? A lot of people thought the Super Bowl favorite. Where do they go this year?
I think they're a 6-10 team. They have a chance to go 8-8, but Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to have a season like he did in Buffalo when he threw 4,300 yards, 22 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions. If he has a season like that with the Texans, they can go 8-8. It's a weak division. Other than the Colts, I think the Colts are going to take the division. Jacksonville's getting better, but I want to see if Blake Bortles is going to actually play this year. I think he should. The way he's looking preseason, Chad Henne probably won't last long. He should be replaced. I mean, if they go 0-3, Bortles should get the job. But the Texans, I think, will go 6-10. But if Fitzpatrick has a good season, 8-8 is where they max out in my eyes.
It still blows me away to look at the stats a little bit. I went on the ESPN app looking at scores last night to see Jacksonville at halftime, and I think Henne was the only guy who had played. They're still sandbagging on Bortles at this point, which to me is bewildering. And Gus Bradley's out there saying it. He's the mouthpiece. I think it's more of an organizational decision. Do you think they should be trotting Bortles out there?
I think they're doing what they feel is best for the franchise. They picked Henne because of his experience. They're going to groom Bortles. He's going to be the starting quarterback. But and I agree with you. I don't know. I think they should put him out there. I think he should start week 1. Chad Henne has a track record of being mediocre, adequate at best. So why not give your fans something to be cheerful about? I mean, give them something to look forward to. You put Bortles out there, you don't know if you're going to win or lose. He could go out there and just prove himself, and Jacksonville could be a good team this year. But under Chad Henne under center, I don't think third place in the division.
I like your thinking.
Yeah, here's the thing. In this day and age, when you draft a quarterback that you have certain expectations for, the tendency is to bend not to groom them. It's to throw them to the fire, let them learn, get some OJT. They may not be great, but by the end of the year, the quarterbacks that have been good enough, a la Andrew Luck or whatever, they get better as the season progresses, and then you know that you have something there. And you can take it either way, but I think if you draft somebody like Bortles and they prove themselves to be worthy of the draft, not just the draft pick, but being able to compete for that job, why not start them? I mean, how many wins are you talking about that is the difference between Henne and Bortles for a team like that? Now, if you want to say somebody like, then why don't the Texans throw out Savage? Well, there's a big difference. I think the number of wins that the two can get you. Savage is a project. He's a guy that you sit and you let develop and get better. But somebody like Bortles or Bridgewater, these are guys that are supposed to be competing for that number 1 job. And if there's nobody that is head and shoulders better than them on the roster, let them go out there, throw them to the fire, let them learn.
That's the difference between number 3 overall pick and Bridgewater, another first round draft pick. Savage went in the 6th round, fourth round. So I mean, that's the difference right there. First round draft picks this day and age. If there's nobody better, should start your season.
I don't like the theory though. If you put him out there and he fails, it's going to break him. It's going to hurt his psyche.
Then he should.
And you drafted the wrong guy.
Exactly. exactly. I mean, if you've got a guy who's that fragile mentally, then he's not a leader. He's not ready to be a leader. And so you probably should not have drafted that person in the first place.
Cool.
Look what it's done for Geno Smith up in the Jets, bringing in Michael Vick, getting competition under him. It's making him better. He's going to have a bounce back year from what he had last season in my eyes.
Interesting. So you have the Texans at 6-10. Where do you have the Rams this year?
If Bradford's healthy,
Super
8-8.
Bowl. What? 8-8? That's
Yeah,
probably-
without Bradford, they'll be a top 5 draft pick again next year.
Allan Best, your time is up. Thank you so much.
Fantastic
for joining
beard,
us.
by the way. Oh, no, Allan.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful mess. It really
it's
is.
better than Andrew's beard.
Totally.
I think it's better.
Andrew left too, right? We
There's
can
a
talk
beard
about
off.
it now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
There you go, Ian. Hey, good luck to you Friday night. Congrats on making the finals,
I
and
appreciate it.
we'll be behind you. We want to see all you guys do well.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, totally.
ups to you. One segment left, Barry. It's going to be a short one, I think, right?
Wow.
This is our last segment.
That's it.
All right. Well, we would like to thank everyone who participated today. Maggie Duncan, Rohit Joshi, Allan Best, Cameron Thompson, Andrew Bryant. Ben Hardy, we do not thank you because you did not show up. And if you think we're crushing you, wait till the Blitz goes on the air tomorrow. That's going to be a bloodbath. So, for Barry Laminack and Michael Carrell, the cameraman,
Danny.
Danny, the intern.
What?
Who's the intern?
No intern. Danny.
The guy who wasn't answering any calls all day?
Cameron.
All the calls we got.
All the call we got. Sweet. My name is Mike Lebischak. Thank you so much for joining us here on Houston Game Day. Come out to Two Belows Friday night from 4 to 7 for
Are you going?
the Mike Finals. I will be there.
Okay.
To welcome in
The new
Mike
winner.
6.
My replacement.
Have a wonderful week. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you next Sunday, 10 a.m. Thanks.